for helping us understand how your office helps to promote children's rights in Namibia. This was very educational.
You're welcome, Andile.
Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
It's the best and most entertaining evening show on radio. Adora and Ashorn are your inspiration station.
Your inspiration station. Woo! 99 FM.
In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures 155 million Namibian dollar loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening. Welcome to this Wednesday's edition of News on One. In the headlines, High Court performance remains satisfactory, says Chief Justice Shivute. Struggle kids aggrieved by unfavorable response from Minister Franz Kapofi. There is no place for drugs in schools, warns Irongo Governor. Agri-Ministry to set up plant clinics to improve plant health, and Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. Chief Justice Peter Shivute said the general output of the High Court remains satisfactory. This comes after the court's civil stream judges finalized 6,465 of the 10,000 civil cases last year. This accounts for 65% clearance rate.
Shivute, who was speaking at the opening of the 2023 legal year, often laments the backlog of cases at the various levels of the judiciary. Shivute stated that the court's criminal stream judges within the High Court presided over 140 criminal trials, of which 20 have been completed. However, Shivute stated that the performance of the lower courts in the year 2022 has not improved significantly.
To see a reduction in the pending cases, we need more magistrates, more courtrooms, more support staff, and sufficient funds to run periodical courts and to pay witness fees. We have, however, not given up. In fact, we cannot give up. We shall strive hard to bring about a discernible improvement in the operations of the lower courts. Lower courts consist of 9 regional courts, 37 district courts, and 35 periodical courts across Namibia. These courts deal with a wide range of criminal, civil, maintenance, and domestic violence cases, and low-level traffic cases. The magistracy is also responsible for a multitude of agency services on behalf of other ministries, such as attending to the solemnization of marriages under the Marriage Act and the granting of temporary and permanent liquor licenses. The magistracy dealt with 64,536 cases over the period under review. This shows an increase of some 10.4% from the year 2021. A total of 26,756 cases were finalized.
The President, Hage Geingob, who officiated the 2023 legal year, pointed out inequality and high legal costs as a prohibitive factor to access justice. GANCOP called on the legal fraternity to regularly review its fees and evaluate affordability and promote the culture of pro bono work, which he notes would go a long way towards improving access to justice.
I wish to implore judiciary to explore various alternative dispute settlement mechanisms to alleviate the caseload in the court roll and mitigate against prohibitive legal costs, which is a big stumbling block to the majority of Namibians to have reasonable access to justice. Therefore, urge the judiciary and the Ministry of Justice to deliberate on alternative funding solutions while vigorously promoting pro bono work by legal practitioners.
GANCOP called on the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, the Namibian Police, the Prosecutor General's Office and Treasury to look into the matter of inadequate capacity at the National Forensic Science Police Institute for complex testing of items and subjects in criminal matters, which results in delays in finalizing criminal cases.
Swipe on it and win! Come bank with us and stand a chance to win the grand prize of an eco-friendly hybrid vehicle or one of 40 fuel vouchers worth 40,000 Namibian dollars.
Full tank, I believe.
To enter, simply make any purchase using your Bank Vintage Visa debit or credit card between the 1st of October 2022 and the 31st of March 2023. With your Bank Vintage Visa card in hand, let's journey together with every swipe. Visit bankvintage.com.na for more information. Protect yourself against fraud and never share your PIN. T's and C's apply. Bank Vintage, a member of Capricorn Group.
Unsatisfied. This is the current feeling of the children of the liberation struggle. The struggle kids, as they are also known, is showing their dissatisfaction with Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs Frans Kapofi by camping at the ministry after he allegedly did not address their request to be registered under the ministry. This followed a protest march by the group in the capital yesterday.
In December last year, the concerned group, which is calling themselves Dependents of Living or Deceased Veterans, handed over a petition to the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. Their request to be registered under the Department of Veteran Affairs in the hopes of finding employment as people that were born and raised in exile. In a statement from the minister, read by the secretary of the concerned group, Maria Mukete, stated that the issues in the petition do not fall under his mandate.
Please be informed that most of the issues contained in your petition do not fail within the mandate of the MODVA. Hence, could be attended or responded to. However, with regard to your request to be registered as dependent of living or deceased veterans. Please bear in your mind that the Veteran Act number 2 of 2008 defines a dependent in a relation to a veteran as any child of such veterans, widow or widower of such a veteran. A person other than a person include in a paragraph A in respect of whom such veteran is or was at the time of his or her death, regardless liable for maintenance.
After hearing the response from the minister, the chairperson of Dependents of Living or Deceased Veterans, John Amadila, tore up the document.
It should be clear that this answer does not speak and is not valid to what we are asking for. It just defines the act. A child and a dependent is not one thing. Don't think we are stupid. Let it be. Whoever gave this answer, I am tearing it up because we have so many answers and there is nothing I will use them for. For what reasons are you giving answers that are not beneficial to us?
The dependents of living or deceased veterans told News on One they will not leave the premises until the demands are met. News on One contacted Minister Frans Kapofi for a comment on the matter, but no response was received from him by the time of going to air.
Irongo Regional Governor Neville Andre Itope cautioned learners at the town that there is no place for drugs in schools. Itope stated that school environment should be clean and safe for learners. The governor made these remarks during a joint visit with the Namibian police at the Dainsig Secondary School in Walfish Bay in search of drugs.
The regional governor and the Namibian police extended the search to other schools at the coastal town in order to mitigate the use of drugs in schools. The regional governor stated that the purpose of the school visits is to determine whether or not the learners are using drugs.
At some point, again, without announcing like this, we saw, we did not announce, it's because we wanted to see whether really we have those substances in the school. Those that are having their drugs, the message is that schools is not the place. We are taking over schools. You can run around in your society and sell your things, but in schools, we are not going to allow it. But we are still going to fight until we don't see any substance in a school kid or in a school.
The Irongo Education Director, Enfrida Stefanus, welcomed the initiative while adding that there is a need to keep the school environment clean and as secure as possible for learners to focus on their studies.
We appreciated the support of the governor and also from the Commissioner for Safety and Security. It is true, we need to keep the environment of schools safe for the learners who are coming from different households. The message is clear. There are no space for drugs in the schools in Irongo.
In addition, the Irongo Police Commander, Nicolaus Kupembona, stated that they did not discover any drugs except for dangerous items in possession of the school learners.
So far, we haven't yet detected any contrabands which we are looking for in terms of drugs, but some small items such as scissors and perfumes and nail clippers. Those are there. We remove some of those contrabands, but it will not stop here. It will still continue.
Itope further stated that they will continue with the random drug searches at the schools.
There are data deals, and then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding VAT. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
The Ministry of Agriculture received $4 million Namibian to set up 10 plant clinics where farmers can take infected plants to plant health experts for evaluation. This comes after 40% of crops are lost to pests and diseases annually, and crop producers are in need of mitigation strategies to better handle plagues and outbreaks. The clinics will be established in 5 regions, namely Omusati, Ohangwena, Kavango West, Hardap and Zambezi.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform Executive Director Ndiakupi Ngituamata stated that the sponsorship comes as financial aid following crop losses caused by the brown locust outbreak last year. Ndiakupi explained that the ministry sought financial assistance to mitigate new pests and diseases caused by climate change and increased cross-border trading.
It is on this note that really the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform have then requested for the technical support from our development partners, and the FAO has to conduct a phytosanitary capacity evaluation to identify gaps and challenges faced by the ministry, as well as establishing plant clinics, which will assist the farmers to identify, control and report any plant pests. We look forward to the successful implementation and committed collaboration in future projects.
The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations Country Representative Louis Hovey explained that the project is called the Plant Phytosanitary Capacity Evaluation Project, which means plant health evaluation. He said the Food and Agriculture Organization sponsored the funds to strengthen partnership with Namibia and to assist with food security by improving plant health.
So this technical cooperation program that we have signed today, I think it's a testimony that our relationship is to FAO and the government in terms of addressing the problems of the country around crop production, agriculture in general is going on strong, and we need to strengthen that. Basically, we want to make sure that the capacities at the regional level are strengthened in terms of plant health management. The use of IPM, this is something that we think is important going forward in terms of managing pests and diseases. It's really going to be strengthened through this cooperation. FAO is available to work with the government wherever you need us to contribute in terms of our expertise. We are here to really work with you and make sure that we address the problem of plant pests and diseases.
Hovey added that local crop producers need support in terms of training to acquire more knowledge on new diseases and pests to reduce the 40% annual crop loss to zero.
Picked up nicely there by Devin Lacob.
Oh, beats the bat with the next delivery.
Lofty Eaton hits that one over mid-wicket, and it has enough. Up in the air, this one clears, and some less. 6 runs. Great pick. Really well done.
Welcome to Business on One. The Namibia Revenue Agency NAMRA launched the Namibia Time Release Study, a tool that is aimed at measuring the actual time required for the clearance and release of imported goods from the time of arrival. NAMRA's Commissioner Sam Shivute, who was speaking at the event in Walfish Bay, stated that the tool will greatly satisfy local traders, while adding that it will boost the agency's efforts in becoming a world-class revenue agency.
Shivute said that the study is the first of its kind, and it will help Namibia achieve its plan of becoming the regional logistic hub by serving the entire Southern African development community.
Very happy that at least today we launched the time release study in Namibia, first for its kind in Namibia. Now, Namibia Revenue Agency, we are committed to become a world-class revenue agency, serving with passion to positively impact the livelihood of every Namibian. One of our strategic objectives at NAMRA is to provide custom and excise services that facilitate legitimate trade in Namibia. Now, we do know that Namibia is a member of the World Customs Organization and also World Trade Organization. Now, the World Trade Organization Trade Facilitation Agreement, specifically Article 7.6, does provide or requires that member states, they must be able to measure the times that they take to release goods that are being imported or exported in their respective country, and they must also publish that time as well. So this is really good for Namibia, and this will help us because Namibia is having a plan to become a regional logistic hub servicing SADC.
Donia Hamani, a cross-border trade and policy expert at World Customs Organization, indicated that the time release study will help measure the effectiveness of custom reform projects and stimulate Namibian trade.
The time and release study is a tool to help you identify room for improvement and then to measure in the future the effectiveness of any customs reform projects or other border agencies projects towards quicker, less costly, less burdensome cross-border trade. But what's important is to realize that when we look at the clearance of goods, often trader thinks that the issues are with customs, and some of them might be with customs in terms of the time that it needs to clear the goods from the moment that they enter the border to the moment that they get released towards the traders, right? Or the other way around, the moment that it enters the ship leaving. However, only part of that is often with customs. Some of that time is actually needed by the other governmental agencies to make sure that health standards are obtained, security standards are obtained, and the like. And also some of that is with the private sector, with the port authorities. So together, they determine the number of days or hours that are needed to clear goods either way for import and export. And together, they can reduce that, which will enhance global value chains, global supply chains, and opportunities for import and export for Namibian traders and Namibian society.
That is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Ready? Wow. Mia, can you send me that? Sure.
Mia, can you send me that?
Mia, can you send me that?
Green light. Black light. Can you send me that?
Hey, can you send me that? Sure.
The city police impounded over 60 pirate taxis last week through the taxi verification application. City Police Chief Abraham Kanime said that with the new in-house taxi verification application, they were able to detect illegal vehicles and seize them. The police said some of the pirate taxi operators were detained and fined. Tobias prefers that the city police gives the taxi operators permits. Peter wants to already start assisting the city police. Johan asked why the seven-seaters are also not targeted. Haufiku said there are more serious things that the law enforcement could focus on. And that's it from Comments Corner. Please continue engaging with us on our stories for broadcast on News on One.
Swipe on it and win! Come bank with us and stand a chance to win the grand prize of an eco-friendly hybrid vehicle or one of 40 fuel vouchers worth $40,000 Namibian.
Full tank, possibly.
To enter, simply make any purchase using your Bank Vintage Visa debit or credit card between the 1st of October 2022 and the 31st of March 2023. With your Bank Vintage Visa card in hand, let's journey together with every swipe. Visit bankvintage.com.na for more information. Protect yourself against fraud and never share your PIN. T's and C's apply. Bank Vintage, a member of Capricorn Group.
"20-year-old Edmar Kamatuka, also known as Chulu, aspires to play his favorite sport, football, outside the country. In an interview with Sports on One, he explained that he left the Ramblers Football Club, which is in the first division, to play for African Stars, which is in the Dabmarine Premiership, because he aspires to play in the African Championship. This, according to Kamatuka, will open doors for him to realize his goal.
The 20-year-old Kamatuka stated that he appreciates the role that the Ramblers Football Club has played in his football career because they groomed him to be the player he is today. Kamatuka said that playing for African Stars will enable him to gain more experience at a higher level compared to Ramblers that is at a lower division.
Of course, I see myself at the biggest stage. Like at the moment, I'm currently the best attacking midfielder in the country, it's confirmed that since I got to African Stars because of my performance so far. So obviously we're looking forward to go play the African Champions League, meaning I'll go expose myself more there, and yeah, so I'll obviously see myself out of this country by the next year. At Ramblers, ever since I started like playing football, Ramblers was always a team that used to bring up it was the team that grew me. So I can basically say that even if I have to now go play professional football, I'll obviously have to come back to Ramblers and give them something to say thank you for what they've done.
In addition, Jocelyn Kamatuka, who recently also joined African Stars, described his younger brother Edmar as an upcoming footballer who can achieve anything he sets his mind to.
I know his abilities. I know that he's a very, very talented player. It's just that it's up to him to achieve what he wants to. The ball is in his hands. I can only do this much. I mean, I can only guide, but at the end of the day, it's his life. I mean, I can tell him how I achieved what I have achieved. I haven't achieved much, but what I've reached in my career so far, it's been hard work and determination.
The two brothers might be seen playing beside each other during Black Africa's match against African Stars at the University of Namibia Stadium this coming weekend.
Please stay tuned for the weather forecast. And that brings us to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. From us here in the studio, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
are